So why does an enlarged prostate cause urinary symptoms in a man? There are a variety of reasons, and I want to go through some of these today. The first thing is we often joke that God put the plumbing through the playground in the sense that our prostate is a sexual organ and that our urinary system or the urethra runs through the middle of it. So as that prostate grows naturally as we age, which is a very common phenomenon in men, that tissue will compress the channel, making it more narrow and making it more difficult for urine to flow through. So that's the most common explanation, is that this is simply a plumbing problem where you've compressed the channel and in fact made it too narrow, so flow is reduced. While this is definitely true, it isn't a full explanation. In fact, there are a number of physiologic factors that go beyond a fixed obstruction. And this is why we know men who have obesity, cardiovascular disease, and neurologic problems have increased difficulty voiding. The issue comes down to a number of factors. There is smooth muscle in the prostate, which, when at a resting state, which is more contracted, leads to increased urinary symptoms. This is why medications which relax this smooth muscle, such as alpha blockers, the most common of which is Flomax, tends to improve urinary symptoms. In this schematic, the little yellow dots represent alpha-1 adrenergic receptors. These are stimulated by epinephrine and norepinephrine to cause smooth muscle to contract. When these are stimulated, this causes the smooth muscle to tighten and make the urethral channel more narrow. When it is relaxed, the channel is more open and allows for urine to flow through more easily. Beyond this, we know that autonomic activity, meaning our flight or fight nervous system, has input into those same smooth muscle cells that tend to worsen symptoms. This is why sometimes when men take cold medications such as phenylephrine or Sudafed, that actually is mimicking the activity of the autonomic nervous system and can make symptoms worse. This schematic shows the nervous system input into the prostate and bladder. The autonomic nervous system, which releases norepinephrine, actually causes the smooth muscle in the prostate to contract, and this causes, once again, the channel to narrow. So if a person has increased nervous system activity into the prostate, this can cause worsening urinary symptoms. Interestingly, daily Cialis actually works through some of the same nervous system pathways to cause this smooth muscle to relax, and this is why it may improve urinary symptoms in men with an enlarged prostate. Finally, inflammation is a significant cause of lower urinary tract symptoms. Inflammation is a common process in our body, but it isn't necessarily a healthy one. Certain dietary activities and obesity and the metabolic syndrome can lead to more inflammation. Low levels of testosterone can lead to more inflammation in the prostate. This inflammation, we know, actually worsens urinary symptoms. This schematic actually shows how the smooth muscle cell in the prostate is affected by the metabolic syndrome. Increased levels of bad cholesterol, or LDL, cause this cell to grow. Increased estrogen levels when combined with low testosterone cause it to grow. A number of inflammatory molecules listed here, which come from white blood cells, cause inflammation and cause these cells to grow. All of this together leads to enlargement of the prostate and worsening urinary symptoms. So to back up, there are a variety of reasons that a prostate can cause a man to have difficulty with urination. These do include the concept of a fixed obstruction or a narrow channel, and this is proven by the fact that surgical therapies which open that channel make symptoms better. But it is more complicated than that, in that there are dynamic factors as well, such as the state of the smooth muscle in the prostate, the state of our nervous system's input into the prostate, and finally the state of inflammation. So the prostate is a complicated organ and affects urinary function in many ways. And I hope this helps you understand some of the basics of how prostate physiology and pathophysiology affect urination.